February, hearts are in the air. Romance calling everywhere.
The saying says, if you love something, let it go. If it come back to you, it's yours forever. So she did come back.
Love at first, cutting edge.
I first met my wife at a concert in Fort Lauderdale. It was a gospel concert, and she sang. She was there with a group from Trinidad, and I was there with a group from the Bahamas. And she walked in, and to tell you the truth, I guess it was kind of like love at first sight, because when she walked in, it was like time to stop. It was like, you know, like when you watch those movies with the halo and the light and the hair blowing, the slow-mo, it was that type of vibe. Yeah. So when I know she was the one for sure is when, like I say, we were speaking for some time. And after speaking for a while, we had stopped speaking. But she's like, you know, you're so far. And she didn't know she could feel the distance and all that. So I just kind of let it go. And like they say, the saying says, if you love something, let it go. If it come back to you, it's yours forever. So she did come back. And at that time, when she came back, I know she was mine forever. So to tell you the truth, the first day was kind of like unconventional. Like I say, I was from the Bahamas, she's from Trinidad. You know, I saw her online, he was talking for some time. I told her I was coming down there to see her. And she didn't believe me. I was like, okay, watch. So I went down there. So why it was kind of awkward is because at the time, her grandmother had just passed. So she was going through a grieving process. So I was down there thinking I was going on this vibe, but she was like on a totally different vibe at the same time trying to be accommodating. So that's why I say it was kind of awkward, but nonetheless, it was all good. So it was a date at a movie town. I think the place is called in Trinidad. So getting married versus living together. To tell you the truth, as a Christian, we strive to do things God's way. I hear a lot of people say, test the waters before you get married and live together before you get married. I don't believe in that. I believe that if you trust God for your spouse, that He knows what you want. So ultimately, the person that He has for you will be a proper fit. The problem with us is we lean to our own understanding. We don't trust in Him. So getting married versus living together is me just seeking to do things God's way, which is the right way, the righteous way. So 3 key ingredients to keeping a marriage together. I would say the first one is compromise. I think a lot of people look at compromise as a bad word. I don't think compromise within the context of marriage is a bad word necessarily, but I think that what it does is it causes you to put the next person and their needs before you, not always wanting what you want, not being self-centered, not thinking that the world revolves around you. Me kind of growing up like an only child, I kind of used to having things my way, but compromising and being married to someone and learning to compromise sometimes is learning to give versus always learning to take. So I think compromise is one of the things. Putting God first and His word helps a marriage. I think that's one of the key ingredients, because when you understand that you don't know everything, but the one who made you knows everything, then you refer back to the Maker's Manual, which is the Bible or the Word of God. So putting God first, along with prayer, is key to keeping the marriage together. Yeah, and the next one I'll say is communication. You know, as men, communication isn't one of our strong points, but I'll give that one to my wife. She always makes sure that we communicate and that we keep the lines of communication open, even when we don't feel like talking. She always makes sure that things don't run too long. Like I think can be damaging to relationships sometimes. So communication is key. All right, so 2 most endearing qualities about my wife. I'll say 1, she always makes sure that things are done to a certain level, with a certain level of excellence, a certain level of quality behind it. She's a stickler for details. You know, like they say, the devil is in the details. So sometimes we avoid the devil, like make sure Tina with the details. Secondly, I'll say that she's very driven and she's very ambitious. If she sees something she wanted, she strives to go after it. She tries her best to go after it and make sure it happens. So I would say that that's her second most endearing quality that really stands out. Very ambitious, very driven. She makes sure that, you know, if she see it, she sets her eyes on it, she's going after it. So babe, I'd just love to say I love you. I love you with all my heart. We are 16 years in and counting. Well, about to be 16 years. We're 16 years in and counting, and then I wouldn't do this journey of love, relationship, marriage, and family with no one else. I think that you're a perfect one for me, and I think that we're a match made in heaven. I just want to say I love you with all my heart.
Love at first, cutting edge. Everywhere you will be turning heads. Precision cuts that